It's time again for new gear. I got a microphone, to be more precise, 8 microphones. This promises to be the future of microphones. It looks very promising. Today I'll dissect it, test it entirely in the studio and let you know what this can actually do. It's interesting, very interesting.
It's all about love. Wherever I am, whoever you are.
Every single day it feels good to arrive here at the studio, and I'm actually hoping for it to be even a tiny bit colder, because then I have my private ice skating right in front of the studio. It's cold, really cold. So let's head inside, test that mic. Let me maybe change the light to something more pleasing. So these right here are my to-go mics for the studio, pro grade, really good microphones, around 200 to 300 euros. This one right here, the Shure, is a classic. Michael Jackson used it to record some of his songs. Everyone on radio is using it. It gives you like the very low bass kind of voice when you get close to it. This one right here is a little more versatile, a little more like for singing, and like with a vintage kind of twist. And you can switch like the polarity here. And I wish I could have the same quality for these videos right here, but that's obviously not possible. These are way too heavy, way too big, and they need, I mean, this one doesn't need phantom power, but this one needs a whole lot of gain. So it needs a preamplifier, and this one right here needs phantom power, which this camera can't deliver. So when Sony announced a microphone that goes well with the camera, I was very intrigued and interested, especially since it promises to use a technique that I'm already familiar with from speakers. You might remember I had speakers here in the studio at 20,000 euros, key speakers. On the side we got a woofer, that's already special. On the back 2 more, which is extremely special. They basically output, as every other speaker, they output the music to the front. But on the sides and on the back are also woofers, counteracting the frequencies that build up around the speaker and are bouncing between the back wall, the corners, back to the speaker, back to the listener, so that you have mostly only a direct sound. And this microphone promises to do the same, so it's like it's computing a little. And these 8 microphones work together. They calculate whatever is going on. And on the back, you got a bunch of settings. You can first of all switch between digital and analog, and you can switch the polarities. So from super cardioid, which only picks up whatever is in front of the microphone and rejects everything from the sides and also a little from the back, to cardioid, which doesn't reject as much, has a wider pattern, picking everything up, and omnidirectional, where it just picks up everything around it in an equal amount. We got filters. Also very interesting, off, no filters, a low cut, getting rid of the low frequencies, and NC is noise cancelling. This microphone right here can do noise cancelling. And all of these kind of functions, by the way, there is also an auto level, so it can detect the voice and level it out. So I don't know if it does compress it or if it does like automate it basically, but it does things no other microphone can do, things that are very interesting, maybe not that useful in a studio environment because it's controlled. There's, like in this room right here, there is no noise, there is no reverb. It's very dry, it's very clean. You actually don't need something like this. But for on the go, I thought this is very interesting and might solve a whole lot of problems. Let me know if you hear any kind of difference. Does my voice sound better, less good? I mean, this right here is the perfect testing environment. I don't know. I haven't listened back to it yet. Let's maybe play some music to check out the polarity. Of course, one of my own songs for copyright reasons. But it's right now in the cardioid pattern, so it should pick up my voice and the music the same. Let's put it to the side and it should focus more on my voice than anything else. Let's place it maybe behind, really close, just move it around.
Wherever I am.
Let's switch the polarity maybe to omnidirectional and see if it picks up everything.
All about love. Wherever I am.
It's right behind it,
Wherever you are.
front of it, to the side.
There's a light on my soul.
And now what I'm the most curious about is actually the noise canceling, because that's so hard to achieve. Let's see. Let's pick white noise on Spotify. I can't believe it. White noise for babies, 10 hours. Oh God. Someone generated a white noise in his computer, which takes 1 second, uploaded it to Spotify, and has millions and millions and millions and millions of plays. It's insane. Wow, I should maybe stop making music and just upload white noises. Let's put it here. That's something it should be able to cancel out. White noise is pretty easy. And any kind of difference? Let's maybe go back. No noise cancelling, omnidirectional pattern. Noise cancelling on. Supercardioid pattern, very narrow. And noise cancelling. Same pattern, no noise cancelling. And then the last two tests, like how does it sound when it's on the camera? Because it's shaking a little. Can you hear the shaking? Is there a rumble? That's like a lot of shaking. And then let's test what happens if I just shut up, and like what is the noise floor of the mic like? It's so silent in here. I just love it. Except, of course, if you blast the speakers, then it's in your face, just sound. Anyways, let me listen back to everything I recorded right now. So let's actually conclude the Sony ECM-B1M. The worst name on the planet. I mean, just imagine how Sony guys sit at a conference table and are discussing how to name this new microphone, and how on earth do they end up with ECM-B1M? Anyways, it's a good microphone if you consider it for on-the-go video filming. For the studio, obviously, these are 100 times better. No competition. But that's not what this video is about. It's not about finding a good microphone. It's about finding the next future kind of steps for microphones. Because let's be honest, in the past 20, 30 years, microphones didn't change a whole lot. Yes, more precise, cleaner, less noise, but that's it. This one right here, let's switch again really quick. It uses very interesting technology. Like all other microphones can switch the polarity like this. No other has noise cancelling, and it actually works. Like the polarity switching, phenomenal. If you consider that they're actually like small 8 microphones just on top, and that these 8 calculate somehow and make a sound more focused from the front or from the sides or like all around, it's fascinating. I love that. That's like the next step for microphones. 100%. Is it done perfectly on this one right here? I mean, digital analog is fine. Filters, the low cut works. The noise cancelling works. I'd say it reduces like the noise by around 10 dB, but it makes your voice a little weird and awkward. So in some scenarios, it might actually work. The audio automatic level, no. Sound-wise, I actually prefer it to the one that I'm using right now. It has a little more bass, a little more clarity, less resonating frequencies. Let's maybe switch again. That's the one I've used previously. It just like turns on, off. That's all you can do. And it just picks up everything from the front. But the thing is, this one right here is 1/3 of the price. The Sony ECM-B1M is quite expensive, between 270 and 300 euros. And comparing the build quality, this right here is metal. This is rock solid. I've been daily vlogging with this for 1.5 years. Nothing ever happened. No damage to the cable, no damage to the mic itself. Let's switch again. The build quality on this one right here is a joke. Like the top part and the suspension system is very flimsy. So if the build quality would be like 50% better, I could recommend this one right here. As of right now, it's really a question, do you need all of the functionality? Is the slight increase in versatility and function worth the price? I don't know yet. I'll test it further, use it as my daily microphone, and then actually decide. But so far, the most interesting about it is the technology. And I can't wait for other people to implement it in also other microphones and further develop it, because this one right here is just the very first step. So let me know what you think about these new ways of technology, noise cancelling, pattern switching, just having mics on top that calculate and simulate. I think it's very interesting, very powerful. This is like the biggest revolution in microphones, maybe in audio in general, because as I already explained, we also see the same technique on headphones, the Apple AirPod Max do it, for example, and also on speakers, rejecting sound, mixing sound, being able to be more versatile and do stuff that wouldn't be possible otherwise. I absolutely love it. The end result is what counts. Yes, it's a tiny bit of cheating, kind of, because it's calculated and not really recorded, but I don't care. If it sounds good, it gets applause. Let me know what you think. For me, it's now back to music making for the entire rest of the day, focusing on finishing another song.